Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this Jeep Grand Cherokee and we're going to do the side chrome delete installation for this vehicle. So this is how the side panel looks before doing the installation, and this is how it looks after the installation. So we use the gloss black material in order to black out the entire side panel of the vehicle. Link for the product will be provided below, but with that being said, let's start with the installation video. These are the tools you need for the installation. So before we start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the side panels. So we're going to use Slip Solution, which contains baby shampoo mixed with distilled water. You can also use this solution, which contains 70% isopropyl alcohol mixed with distilled water, just to help remove any deep contaminants. So with the Slip Solution or soapy water, spray it onto a clean rectifier towel and just start removing all the contaminants that each panel may have. And as you're cleaning it, clean around the paint as well, just in case if the film does touch the paint, it doesn't catch any contaminants. So if you're using the second solution, just flip your microfiber towel around to the clean side, grab your solution, Tack Solution, spray it onto the microfiber towel on the clean side, and just repeat the same process. This will just help remove any hard contaminants like any wax, oils, grease, or any coating that the side panels may have. And then once you're done prepping everything, make sure everything's completely dry. That way the film is able to tack down to the chrome. Okay, so when you receive your kit, this one is for the driver's side, since we're doing the driver's side installation. For the piece number one, the piece that we're going to start first is this curved section here, this small little one. So piece number one would be for this section here. And the reason why it's separated is because right here, it has a cutout on both the top and the bottom. So that's why it's a separate piece. And it's more easier to install like this. So for piece number one, once you finish prepping everything, you can start with the installation. So with this one, align it right on the edge right here. So give yourself enough material. I would recommend starting from this curve here and adjust as needed. That way you have full coverage. So make sure this is all being covered. Just carefully lift the film to adjust it as needed. This part here is a little tricky because the chrome is underneath the side mirror, but just give yourself enough material to cover the chrome. So what I like to do is try to adjust it like this and slowly work my way up. If you notice that the chrome's not being covered, then just to make sure you have full coverage, use the bottom half as a guide to align the film. Go ahead, grab your squeegee, start tacking down the film, remove all the air bubbles underneath the film, and don't forget to tuck in here. Okay, and then to help it sit around this curve here, we're going to apply just a little bit of heat to seal this edge here and also to help it tack down around the curve here and to seal the edges as well. Okay, so you could use a heat gun or a hair dryer, whatever device you have. Just use the low setting on the device and apply heat around the curve. Just apply it slowly, let the film cool down, and then with your finger just help it tack down around the curve. You can use your squeegee as well to help squeegee inside the small areas here. And you could tuck in the film underneath the plastic cover here. That way you don't have to trim off any excess material. And if you need to adjust it, you can, but if everything's being covered, you should be good. And then let's say you do have excess material on this area here. Create an outline with your finger like how I'm doing it right now. Okay, so right here, this is all excess material. I'm creating an outline with my finger. That way I know exactly where to trim off the excess material. So once you're creating my outline, go ahead and grab your blade. Just the tip of the blade, insert, and carefully trim off the excess material. You don't need to apply too much pressure on your blade. You're just passing the blade on the surface and slowly peel it off. And you would do the same all around here in case you do have excess material. You have some here, trim it off. If you don't, you should be fine. Just to seal the edges, apply heat. We should be good. And that will be piece number 1. And now we can move on with piece number 2, top one. Okay, so now we're moving on with piece number 2. So for piece number 2, it will be this second middle one here. So not the top one, but the one underneath it. That would be for this section here. Okay, and with this one, just place the film onto the panel. And you will notice that it has this small cutout here. Just align it to that section here. So right here, you would align it. So lift carefully. Align it there. And once you align it, use the top half as a guide to align the rest of the film. You can also use the bottom half. It's completely up to you. The only thing, if you want to wrap and cover the chrome underneath here, I would recommend starting from the top. That way we have material to wrap and cover the chrome here. But if you just want to cover the face only, then you would just trim it off from here. So it's up to you. And then once this is placed and tacked down, work your way until you reach to the other end. And then go ahead and grab your squeegee. Same steps as how we did it here. Start tacking everything down, remove all the air bubbles underneath the film. And then apply heat to seal everything, and then also apply heat to help it curve around here as well. And something to keep in mind, if you are tucking in underneath here, you will need the window a little bit down. That way you have access on the inside here. So just grab your heat gun and start applying heat through the entire thing. That way we help the adhesive activate faster. I'm just using my finger just to help apply a little bit of pressure. You can use your squeegee to do this if you're afraid to burn your finger. So you can use a squeegee or your finger. Just be careful. And then to help it wrap underneath the panel here, apply a little bit of heat. So you're seeing right here, we're helping the film loosen up a little bit, and then just wrap it around. And then just take your time doing this, wrapping it slowly to have full coverage. Okay, and then let me show you guys how it will look when you wrap it around here. So this is where it will have the full coverage. Everything is covered. And now we will just trim off the excess material on this edge here. Just come to this side and trim it off. So the edge is right here. You can open the door as well in case you want to do it from the inside here. And then find the edge, trim, and trim. And that's basically it. You have full coverage. And if you want to remove this piece here, because it is excess material, you'll go ahead and just create an outline with your finger. That way you know exactly where you would trim. Into your blade, there's a small gap here. And carefully just scorch your blade across. Light pressure. And then finish off here. Carefully peel the excess material off. And now, once you're done with piece number 2, we will move on with piece number 3 here. Okay, so for piece number 3, once you're done installing piece number 2, piece number 3 is this one right here. The way you'll distinguish which one it is piece number 3 has this slant curve here, like this, which curves for this section here. Since we need room to curve because of the side mirror, piece number 3 is this one right here. This piece here, right on the top here. So you're going to have to wiggle your way inside And if you need to lift this to give yourself more room, place it down and just wiggle inside. You can fold it just a little bit. That way you tuck it in like this. Once you have coverage here, use the top half of the chrome as a guide to align the rest. So this is what I mean by using the top half. Just placing it, align it carefully until you make it to this end. Okay, and right here you could tuck in the film with your squeegee. So just grab the hard part and tuck it underneath. That way you have full coverage and you don't need to insert your blade here. And now just start tacking down the entire thing. Use your squeegee to remove all of the air bubbles. And then apply heat to seal everything, and then we'll trim out the extra material on the bottom and on the side. And all I'm doing here is lifting just the bottom, just to make sure that I am actually getting full coverage on the edge here, because if I just squeegee like this, the film is touching the paint, so it's not going to move since it's stuck on the paint. So you want to make sure you lift the bottom and then squeegee. You see how now it's going inside like this? That's how you make sure you're having full coverage. And now we have full coverage here. Okay, so now apply heat to help the film mold to the design, and then we'll trim excess material. So one thing to keep in mind, if you do want full coverage on the side panels, you will have to do the installation right now, how I'm going to show you. But if you just want to cover it up to edge, you would trim it off. Normally I did it on top, just trim off here. So if you want to cover this chrome section here, what you're going to do before you trim off anything is grab your heat device, apply heat to the edge here. This will help loosen the film, and all we're doing is just a light pull to wrap it around here. The reason why we're pulling the film or stretching is that way we could cover this section of the chrome without having any fingers. So once it's tacked down, apply heat once more. That way the film starts molding to the design of the conduit here, and then just adjust it as needed. This is why it's important to always heat before trimming, because if we trimmed and then we applied heat, the film will shrink back to its original form and it'll expose the chrome. So make sure to apply heat before trimming off. And now grab your blade, insert it in this small gap to trim off the excess material. Small gap here. And remove it slowly. Tear away, and the chrome is being covered. And you would do the same here on the bottom. Create an outline with your finger. That way you know exactly where you'll be trimming off the excess material. And then with your blade, just carefully start trimming off the excess material. And just don't forget to apply heat to seal the edges. And that's pretty much it. And now we're done with piece number 3. And then you would move on to the next installations for the rear panel. It's the same process as how we did it for these two. Just follow the same guide for piece number 4 and 5, and you should be good. Piece number 4. Okay, so now we're moving on to piece number 6, which covers just this curve here. You'll see right away it's the one with the curve design here. So with this one, just place the film on this section here. That way we can focus around this area here and align it to this edge right here first. Just make sure you align it to this edge here. That way you have coverage all around. And then this one, if you just place it like this, you will notice the film goes up, so you will need to adjust it as you go, just like this, and then slowly work away to remove the finger. But I'll show you guys how to do it right now. So get yourself material right here, and then with your finger, just help it tack down slowly like this. That way it stays flat. You kind of have to move it around and adjust it as needed. And then lift the film here and work your way to reach to the other end. And if you need to adjust it here as well, you can always lift carefully. And it's just reading the finger, that way we don't crease the film. So let's lift this section back up since the finger is bad on this area, and help it tack down. Everything is covered. We'll work our way here right now. So leave it as is, right here. Grab your heat gun, lift it carefully, and apply heat. That way the film loosens up, and just slowly tack it down. Use the top as a guide. That way it stays flat like this. So it's just reading the fingers. If you notice, like here we did have the big finger, just lift it again and adjust it as needed. So our line here, just place it, don't tack it down here. Work your way up, adjust it again here if needed, and then apply heat to help it form to this section here. Since it's a small area, it will be more better to work with. And then to seal the edge here, since it is lifting, apply heat. And also heat here. And then we'll have full coverage like this. Okay, and then just finish applying heat throughout the entire panel. Grab your squeegee also to remove all the air underneath. Apply heat, and then trim off any excess material. One thing to keep in mind is this area here, there is a small cutout on the chrome panel, as you see right here. It cuts. So if you don't want the material to overlap this one, just trim it off right on the line here. That way when you apply the next one, it doesn't look like it's overlapping too much into your blade. And just carefully trim off the excess material. And that's it. And then once we install the next piece, you would start here and work your way out. That way it meets it exactly right here in the middle, and you should be good. And then go ahead, look around. If you do have excess material around the edges, you'll go ahead and just enter your blade wherever you have that excess material and trim off slowly. And then remove what you don't need. And yeah, you would just do this anywhere else where you see excess material. Since we don't need this, you would trim. This one you will need to take your time, work your way around. That way we have full coverage. Okay, so for the last piece, it's this small piece here. So just start by aligning it where we left off, exactly right there. Meet it as close to it as possible, that way no chrome is showing. Just like that. Perfect. And then use the top half as a guide to align the rest of the film, and just do it like this. And you can have the door open since there is chrome here. If you want to cover it, you can. If you don't, you would trim it off. Grab your squeegee, tack everything down, Remove all of the air. Squeegee underneath. Heat gun. Perfect. And then for this one, if you don't want to cover the chrome here, you would just do it like how we did it for the edges here. Trim off right on the edge. This is only if you don't want to cover the chrome. That way it stays like that. There will be a little bit of chrome exposed, but like I mentioned earlier, if you do cover it, that's up to you. If you don't, it's up to you. And you'll just grab your heat device, apply heat, and we should be good. And once we're done with the install, we can move on with post heating. Okay, so once you finish with the entire installation for the side chrome delete, the last thing to do is to post heat everything. So to post heat, you could use a heat gun or hair dryer. Use the lowest setting on your device and just apply heat evenly throughout the entire side window. Make sure you focus around the areas where we need to tuck in the film, and also wherever we trimmed off the excess material. Make sure you apply heat evenly. That will help the adhesive activate faster. And then once you're done with this process, you're done with the installation. So that concludes the installation video for the side chrome delete installation for the Jeep Grand Cherokee. We hope that the video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.